In Dungeons and Dragons, there are many creatures often strange and alien to us. Today, we are going to be visiting one of them, the Aarakocra. The Aarakocra range the Howling Gale, an endless storm of mighty winds and lashing rains that surround the tranquil realm of Aarakocra in the elemental plane of air. Making aerial patrols, these bird-like humanoids guard the windy borders of their home against invaders from the elemental plane of earth, such as gargoyles, their sworn enemies. Enemies of elemental evil. In service to the Wind Dukes of Aarakocra, Aarakocra scout the plains in search of temples of elemental evil. They spy on maligned elemental creatures and then either take the fight to those creatures or report back to the Wind Dukes. On the material plane, Aarakocra create areas atop the highest mountains, especially peaks near portals to the elemental plane of air. From such heights, Aarakocra watch for signs of elemental incursions, as well as from nascent threats to their home plane. Aarakocra prefer to live their lives like the wind, unburdened and ever moving, yet they watch over a region for years, if that's what it takes to guard against the incursions of elemental evil. Aarakocra have no concept of political borders or property ownership, and the value of gems, gold, and other precious materials mean little to Aarakocra. In their eyes, a creature should use what is necessary, and then cast what is left on the wind for others to use. Search for the 7 shards. The Wind Dukes of Aarakocra come from a race of elemental beings called the Vati, which once ruled many worlds. A creature known as the Queen of Chaos arose and initiated an interplanar war against the Vati rule. To combat the threat, 7 Vati heroes combined their powers to create the mighty Rod of Law. In a battle against the Queen's greatest general, Mishka, the Wolf Spider, a Vati killed Mishka by thrusting the rod into him like a spear. The rod shattered into 7 shards that scattered across the multiverse. Aarakocra seeks signs of the piece's location in order to rebuild what is now known as the Rod of 7 Parts. Aarakocra, medium humanoid, with the alignment of neutral good. They have an armor class of 12, hit points 3d8, a speed of 20 feet, or when flying, 50 feet. Their statistics are the following: a strength of 10, a dexterity of 14, a constitution of 10, an intelligence of 11, a wisdom of 12, and a charisma of 11. When rolling, they have the perception of +5, with a passive perception of 15. They know the language Auran, and they have the challenger rating of 1/4, or 50 experience. The Aarakocra can use dive attack. If the Aarakocra is flying and dives at least 30 feet straight towards a target and then hits it with a melee weapon attack, the attack deals an extra 1d6 damage to the target. A single Aarakocra can take the following actions in its turn: Talon, melee weapon attack, +4 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target, hit 1d4 +2 slashing damage. Javelin, melee or ranged weapon attack, +4 to hit, reach 5 feet, or ranged 30 to 120 feet. 1 target, hit 1d6 +2 piercing damage. On the other hand, 5 Aarakocra within 30 feet of each other can magically summon an air elemental. Each of the 5 must use its action and movement on 3 consecutive turns to perform an aerial dance, and must maintain concentration while doing so. When all 5 have finished their turn of the dance, the elemental appears in an unoccupied space within 60 feet of them. It is friendly towards them and obeys their spoken commands. It remains for 1 hour, or until all of its summoners are dead. Their summoners can, of course, dismiss them with a bonus action. A summoner can't perform the dance again until it finishes a short rest. When the elemental returns to the elemental plane of air, any Aarakocra within 5 feet of it can return with it.